Hi guys, it's Colleen from Siempre Soul 1111. I hope you're well. This is my going to be the weekly reading for my fire signs. Welcome in, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. Obviously the reading is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate at all, then the reading's just not for you, my darlings, okay? I also wanted to say a special thank you to everybody who subscribed. I feel completely overwhelmed by the number of people that have subscribed to the channel so far, so to each and every one of you, thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if the reading resonates or any of the other readings, my readings are timeless, so if you're a fire sign and this reading doesn't, feel free to check out the playlist on my channel and there'll be other fire sign readings on there. As I said, it's a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you, okay? So, for those of you that know already that watch the videos, I have got an Instagram page. If you haven't followed that, please feel free to do so. It's at Siempre Soul 1111, okay? And I use that channel to update sort of daily quotes, things to make you laugh, inspirational quotes. And I also announce on there when I'm uploading YouTube videos as well, okay? Right, let's get this started. Overarching energy for my fire signs with the Wheel of Fortune, guys. Some big changes going on in your lives at the moment. Wow. Okay, so in the past situation for the fire signs here, we've got overarching energy here of the Wheel of Fortune, which is about changes, things moving forward. We've also got the Hermit and the Nine of Cups. And the Hermit is about going within and trusting your own wisdom. I feel that for you fire signs, perhaps there's been a stage where you have been in hermit mode and that cycle has come to an end. Going within has obviously given you a sense of satisfaction, and whatever this situation is, you know, with the Ace of Swords here, it's about new beginnings and speaking your truth. And I do feel it's speaking your truth with the Ten of Swords here. You know, you're kind of like 1 and 10 there. That's the closing loop of a cycle. I feel that something's happened to you. And the Ten of Swords for me is one of the most painful cards in the deck. You know, it's like the energy here is not nice. And whatever this situation is, fire signs, you felt really stabbed in the back and hurt by this person. And you've had to speak your truth surrounding this. And I do feel that the cycle of you feeling that way is coming to a close, because tens are about the ends of the cycle. And they're about transformation. So I feel perhaps in the past fire signs, I'm getting here that you guys would have let this go. Whatever this is, and for whatever reason, this person has really upset you and it's forced you to go within. And I feel almost a little bit with the Nine of Cups here, the words I'm getting here is know your worth. So I feel almost a little bit like whatever this person did to make you feel completely and utterly devastated, it forced you to sort of go within, focus on yourself, work on your healing. And within doing that, in that silence, in that space of contemplation, you've recognised your worth. And in realising your worth, it's given you the strength to speak your truth to this person and close out this cycle and bring this cycle to an end. I feel almost like there's just been, you've let a lot go and you've reached a point now where enough is enough. And that is what the change is. Let's put some clarifiers on these, on the past situation. I mean, I have shuffled these, but can we please get a clarifier on the Hermit card? Fire signs, please. Two of Cups, yeah. Okay, so clarifying the Hermit card is the Two of Cups. So whoever this person is, for me the Two of Cups is a soulmate card. So I feel fire signs with this reading that the person that that's hurt you is somebody that you deem a very close soulmate, somebody that you vibed with on a level. And I feel a bit like taking kindness for weakness, you know, and the transformation in this is within you, with the Death card clarifying this here with the Nine of Cups, is about the death of the old situation of allowing these things to slide, and the rebirth of a new situation where you know your worth and you're prepared to speak honestly and openly about that to this person. And that's caused a breakdown, you know. It's caused a big breakdown in this relationship. And when we talk about soulmate, this could be a family member, it could be a partner, it could be a friend. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you're romantically involved with. But you know that this is a situation that you do need to move forward on. Definitely. You know, with that 10 and the 9 of Wands clarifying that. 9s are about completion and fulfillment. 1s are about action. So this is, you know, moving, you know, for the cycle to change and move away from this really upset, hurt mentality. This cycle needs to come to an end. And the way that comes to an end is with you moving forward. And the only way you can move forward, fire signs, is by speaking honestly about how the situation has made you feel. And, you know, with the 7 of Pentacles clarifying the Wheel of Fortune here, for me, that is about recognising your worth. And this is mirrored in the 9 of Cups for me. Know your worth and understanding that if you're, you know, if the fruits of your labour surrounding this connection are not equal, then you need to walk away. And that's what the change is going to be. You know, let's see what else is going on in the present situation on this connection. But whoever this person is, I mean, bear in mind, fire signs, this can work both ways. So if there is somebody that you've upset, it works in reverse, obviously. Right, so let's look at heart space, please. And the fire signs. Or I'm going to go with 7 because that's the last card. 5. Excuse me, I'm still a bit full of cold, so if I sound a little bit snotty on here, I apologise. Keep breaking out in sweats, it's horrible. Alright, that's 7, let's go. Heart space for my fire signs. Yeah. Okay, so the overarching energy for the heart is a soulmate. It's the 2 of Cups again. So again, this is definitely somebody that you care about dearly. Definitely. But they've obviously impinged some sort of boundary and the relationship hasn't been balanced. And it's made you feel the need to just, you know, pick up your things and walk away. And, you know, when you've got the 5 of Swords next to the 8 of Cups, it's almost like, you know, you're walking away from the mentality of this person not, you know, not sharing the load. You know, there's those 5 swords there, and 5s are about conflict. They're about loss. They're about change. And if this person hasn't been putting in an equal amount of work into this relationship, specifically here with the 6 of Pentacles as well, I think you've had a lot of compassion surrounding this person. But even having that compassion, it's not changed the outcome. They're still going to do what they want to do. And I do feel that you're now in a position with that 8 of Cups there where you're feeling emotionally strong enough to move forward. 8s are about movement and they're about change, you know. So I do feel that you recognise now that this needs to change. And this connection, whoever this soulmate is with you, fire signs, they have caused an awakening with you with the Judgment card there. You're under no illusions here as to who they are in your life. But in the same breath, love without boundaries and respect is no love at all, is it? So I think you've reached a point, fire signs, where you're just putting healthy boundaries in place. You know? But I can see there's a lot of pain here and there's a lot of heartache, and it's taken you a very long time to reach this point. It really, really has. Let's get some clarifiers on this, please, for my fire signs. Clarification for my fire signs in their heart space for this coming week. Although, as I've said, these readings are timeless, so you can watch these at any point. Okay, my darlings? I'm going to go with 2 more. Definitely walking away from this situation. You're moving from the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups. It's kind of like, enough is enough. I know my worth. Oh, wow. Look, clarifying the overall outcome with the 2 of Cups here. The overall outcome is the Ace of Swords. It's about speaking your truth to that soulmate. Whoever that person is. It's a new beginning. I do feel, fire signs, that you've been patient with this person. Justice. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so clarifying the Six of Pentacles, you've got the Justice card here. And when I spoke to you about the Six of Pentacles being about finding balance within this connection, the Justice card is also about finding balance. If you look at them, they've both got scales in their hands here and here. It's about finding an inner balance and drawing a line in the sand. You know, in relationships with people, I've always, and it sounds a bit clinical to call it this, but I've always called it, you know, agreeing terms. And in any relationship, be that friendship, family, partner, husband, wife, whatever form it takes, you know, the foundations in which that relationship is built are constantly moving all the time. The world never stands still, and everybody has different things going on in life, and sometimes you sort of, you sink in and you vibe with those people, and sometimes you don't. And I think there comes points in relationships where communication is important, but comprehension is even more important. And it's being able to comprehend where the other person's coming from. I've learned that's very much this year, that, you know, people can only ever understand you at the level that they're awake themselves. So if you're trying to force your views on a person and they're unable to see where you're coming from, they're never going to comprehend what you're saying. So it's kind of knowing the beast that you're dealing with, but also having healthy boundaries for yourself. Because if that connection then becomes something that's not healthy, it needs, you know, you need to take a step back and let it breathe. And I feel that all relationships in this world are about exchanges of energy. And what I've learned over the years is that you have to look at who's in your life, and some people are takers of that energy and others are givers. And it's making sure that you're, you know, understanding where people are at and having the correct expectation of them, you know. And I feel that perhaps, fire sign, the expectations you've had of this person have not been realistic, and that's why you felt stabbed in the back, you know. And that's where, you know, communication is going to be key, and agreeing terms with the Justice is kind of like, you know, contract. It's agreeing. It's a crap term and it's a cold term if it's somebody you love, but it's a way where you can, you know, you can compromise and find balance and boundary. And that's what I feel that this is at the moment. And I do feel like for a long time, as I said, you've been doing the biggest amount of the legwork, and this, you know, you've buried your head in your sand on this. You know, you've been torn about doing what's right for you and what's right for this connection. But what's right for the connection is you valuing yourself and teaching people the level of love that you expect, you know. And I'm not saying love without, you know, love with conditions, but boundaries are still important to any relationship. I guess the key thing with boundaries as well is how you communicate those, you know. But this is definitely a soulmate, potentially a love connection here, fire sign, that you're walking away from. And I think that's why you've, for a long, long time, you've hesitated to make any forward movement. But I think it's just reached a point now where you need to do what's right for you. And that's not selfish. That's the right thing to do. That person will either choose to look at it and follow, or they won't, you know. You can't force people, unfortunately, in this world, connection or not. Everybody has the luxury of freedom of choice. You know, and you can't make somebody choose you. You know, you can't make somebody change to become what you want them to be. And again here, it's about balance. Seven of Pentacles again. Find a balance. Sorry, Six of Pentacles. And that's come up twice in the heart space. So again, this is about balance. And, you know, the lack of balance in this relationship has caused an awakening in you. I think you've had compassion for this person for a long, long time, but you've just reached a point now where, as I said, enough is enough. Okay, let's look at the future situation for my fire signs, please. And we're going to go with 6 shuffles, because we got the 6 of Pentacles twice in that reading. 2, 3. Oh. 4. Somebody you care about, and you haven't made this decision lightly at all, fire signs. You really haven't. What's meant for you will always come back around. 6 of Wands, victorious, can be a bit smug as well. Overarching energy in the future situation is Six of Wands, it's success. And the Page of Pentacles is about learning. For me, it's about communication. Communication in the 3D. Seven of Pentacles, that's twice that's come up in this reading. Communicating and learning your worth and believing that if this connection is what it's meant to be, then you know, both parties will reap what they sow. You know, the King of Wands here, you're coming up in your own reading here, fire signs. You know, this is about passion. There's definitely, you know, passion surrounding this connection, but you're also finding a sense of stability within that passion, you know. The Eight of Swords here, that's about feeling stuck, but you're not. And I do feel a little bit here that, you know, knowing your worth and sowing the seeds has made you feel much stronger. And that could potentially leave this other person feeling fairly stuck. But my advice here with this reading, fire signs, is that even with the Six of Wands, which the overall meaning for that is victory, and sixes are about problem solving, the energy on this card for me can also feel a little bit smug. So I do feel that if this is a situation where you stepping into your power is making the other person feel stuck and vulnerable and hurt, because they're feeling that shift and they're feeling that movement. Eights are about movement. I do feel my word of caution on this, for my gut feeling, is to just don't be smug about the situation. No one intentionally, well, they shouldn't intentionally want to inflict pain on anybody, but in the same breath, you know, a decent connection will have an equal exchange. You know, both parties are invested. And sometimes, you know, those percentages flip, you know. One person puts in 100%, the other person doesn't, because the other person's going through a hard time. But it should move in cycles, you know. But just be nice, be kind, is what I'm getting with that. Let's pull some clarifiers for this for you fire signs. What's the clarifier on that Page of Pentacles? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so clarifying the Page of Pentacles, which is about communication, learning, going to work. Now, this could be about, you know, the spiritual awakening with the Judgment card that came up here, fire signs. It could be that you, you know, you've done a lot of learning about yourself, and the Knight of Pentacles here is about forward movement, making an offer. I do feel a little bit perhaps that, you know there needs to be some sort of discussion and offer in the, you know, in the 3D, in the physical. But I feel like that person knows that that communication needs to happen, but they're not going to rush. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is, for me, very, very, very slow moving energy. So if that person does come back around and does step forward, fire signs, it's not going to happen quickly. You've got the King of Wands clarifying the Seven of Pentacles here, and this is about action. So, you know, my advice, fire signs, to you at the moment is just to focus on your work, focus on your healing, focus on yourself. If this person is going to step forward, they need to do so in their King of Wands energy also, because again, that's right next to the original King of Wands that came out. So that person needs to match you. If they're not going to match, and as I said, Wands are about action. If they're not going to match what you put in, then it's not an equal exchange. Clarifying the King of Wands, you've got the King of Swords here. So again, this is about, you know, speaking your truth. Don't fully, my warning sign with this is to not fully judge just with logic. You know, there needs to be, you know, some emotion within this. But in the same breath, you need to know your worth, fire sign, and you need to stand your ground and have healthy boundaries within any relationship. The Eight of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Cups. I think this person knows that they need to step forward with an offer. And again, when I spoke about not being sort of too harsh about this, fire signs, this is what I mean. If that person comes forward in their Knight of Pentacles and they make an offer to you in the 3D, try and respond with a bit of compassion, and maybe not respond with the King of Swords. Maybe no, don't be so blunt. You know, be honest, but with some compassion. You know, clarifying the Six of Wands is the 10 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. So I do feel at the moment that as long as you focus on yourself, fire signs, this person can and will step forward when they're ready. It's not going to happen overnight. And if you focus on being compassionate when they do step forward and finding, you know, better common ground and a more balanced relationship, then I think, you know, you'll find happiness and fulfillment. But your priority right now needs to not be on them. It needs to be on yourself. I'm going to pull you an oracle card. These are by Doreen Virtue. These ones are called the Daily Guidance from Your Angels. So I'll pull one of these just to give you additional guidance for this week. But it sounds like, you know, this has been very heavy, guys. And, you know, the decision to move away from this hasn't come easily. You know, and with an awakening and a realisation, you know, everybody awakens at different points. So, you know, it may just take this other person, this other soulmate longer to catch up, you know. They may not catch up at all, you know. Again, it's... Okay, shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you allow. So again, fire signs, for any of you out there that may have financial concerns at the moment, that message is obviously for you. I'm going to pull a couple of Doreen Virtue Romance Angel Oracle cards just to cap off the reading for you lovers out there. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, so I mean, that kind of mirrors back to what I was saying in terms of allowing that person to come forward to you. You don't need to control the outcome all the time, fire signs. You know, what's meant to be will find its way to you. And, you know, trust in the situation for me is about the Judgment card, and it's about awakening. Trust in the universe. Well, you know, what is meant for you will find its way. All right, my darlings, that's your reading for this week. I'll catch up with you next week for the monthlies. Next week it will be by individual star sign. But if you like the reading, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I'm kind of developing the channel at the moment. So if any of you got suggestions on readings or any videos that you would like me to do on spiritual awakening, then let me know. You know, pop it in the comments and I'll take a look at it, and we'll see if we can try and put a bit of a program together if you feel it will help. But yeah, that concludes the reading, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Take care, darlings. Bye.